What is going on, boys? Welcome back to the Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast, episode 33, NFL Week 11. How we doing, boys?
Magical.
First week on top. Yeah, I missed last week.
Hefe indeed cooked in the picks last week, and I did not cook. I went 5-9 last week, straight up picks. Honestly, impressive. The picks were not hot. A lot
I
of
took a
close
solid
games.
break on second. There were a lot of crazy games. Stupid Chiefs to make my heart hurt.
Yeah,
But luckily, I keep picking with them, so it offsets the depression.
that blocked kick was electric. Honestly, whoever just got absolutely run over on that play should never be on another kick this entire season. That dude just got bull rushed. He didn't even look like an NFL player. That looked like a little leaguer going against an NFL player is what that looked like.
Yep.
Crazy.
I don't understand how the game's on the line and you do that. I get the kicker missing it, but how do you get run over like that with the game on the line?
Yeah.
You know he's not going to do a spin move. He's coming right. Whatever.
It's crazy.
Joe Burrow, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he lost.
Yeah.
35-34.
The Ravens are good.
Bengals are freaking good too.
A Bengals offense. The Bengals offense is cooking the way they should be.
Without T.
I would
Higgins.
not be worried. 4-6, I'm not worried about the Bengals if they're going to play like that every week.
Yeah, the Bengals are very good. Panthers
Jared
squeaked one
Goff
out.
throws 4 or 5 picks, still wins.
Yeah, should we get into that? Holy. I was going to save that until we got right into the next week's picks. But, man, Jared Goff, 5 picks.
Yeah.
That's what happens when the Lions don't have a run game. Suddenly, Goff has to put the team on his back, and he throws 5 picks.
I mean, it's inflated. I mean, there were like 2 or 3 that were not really.
There was a couple fluky ones, but
The one before half didn't matter.
But still.
5
Yeah.
picks, though?
No,
Five picks? I mean,
The second the running backs averaging 8 yards a carry, Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions.
Jared
Holy
Goff
moly.
is the biggest game manager quarterback I think I've ever seen in my life. The fact that this guy was getting, like, people were calling for MVP out of this guy. Like, that's the Jared Goff that, like, you can expect. When
He's
you
a
actually need
glorified
Jared Goff
Brock
to
Purdy.
produce and you're not running the ball for 400 yards and up 20 points already by the time he has to put it in the air, I think that's what you can expect out of Jared Goff.
He's a glorified Brock Purdy.
He's not a top 10 quarterback in my mind. Do you guys think he's a top 10
Definitely.
quarterback? We're debating this in the text group a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think he's 10. I think he's top 10.
You think he's 10?
Sure, I don't know how you don't.
I don't know if
there.
he's
I mean,
exactly
the game
10,
manager-
but
Yeah,
Well,
the whole game manager argument is pretty stupid in my mind. I mean, the quarterback's job is to get the ball in the receiver's hands. So if he does that at a high rate, and they have a
it's
running
like
game,
Purdy.
it's
If
an
Purdy's a
option. I
game,
don't get it.
yeah, I think Purdy's a game manager too, and I'd still put him in my top 10 for QBs.
Easily.
Let me go
Where's
one by
Green?
one. You guys tell me yes or no if this guy is
Okay.
better than Jared Goff.
Okay,
Josh
I
Allen.
got you. Sure.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, we got 3.
Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Getting
Jordan-
closer, but yes.
Jordan Love.
Definitely.
I can't follow.
If
you
we don't
there.
sweep
can't
it, I
follow
won't
you
count it.
there.
If we don't sweep it, I won't count it. So we're at 4. CJ Stroud.
Ah,
Yeah.
not this year.
No,
Maybe
no.
last year's Stroud. Maybe.
Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Also not this year.
I would say Herbert. No, you
Dude,
guys are
Herbert's
taking
cooking
Goff
this
over
year.
Herbert. Herbert is
What?
cooking this
No
year.
one's just talking about it.
Bro.
Herbert's been playing out of his mind, actually.
You
Jaden
guys
Daniels.
pick him. Definitely.
Okay,
Will
so
Levis
5.
had more passing yards than him last week, bro.
Brock Purdy.
Oh my. Yes.
Yes.
No, Connor's saying no. Baker,
Brock is-
Cousins.
Baker
Baker's-
definitely. Cousins is
Cousins?
tough.
No one.
Cousins.
Like,
Baker would be 6. Cousins would be no. Jalen Hurts.
yes.
Jalen's kind of trash, low key though.
That's 7.
If Jalen, if it
That's
wasn't
7
for
of everyone
Twister,
agreeing.
Jalen-
So at best, you guys think he's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
We're not
And that's a
far off.
bot. That's a
At best
terrible.
top 8. At best top 8.
We're not far off, boys.
We're not far off.
I like the little exercise I just put in there.
That was
When
fun.
you say top 10, you're like, wow, is he really that good? But then you really break it down. Like, he's,
Probably
a,
not be
They're
top-
personal.
he's 8 to 12 range. However you want to
mean,
argue
It's
that.
tough because are we talking this year, like overall, because like Dak and Trevor are having terrible years, but they're like 2 of the top 5 paid QBs, which means if we're looking at money,
I
that
said
means they
this
have
year.
talent.
That's why I kind of
Right.
left them off. But
Yeah.
still an
Jared
interesting
Jared Goff
argument.
is very like Sam Darnold, but
Also,
if you
how
put
did,
Sam Darnold on the Lions, he'd be doing exactly what Goff's been doing.
I agree, actually.
That's insane.
You saw it.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
Vikings were great for the first like 5 games or 6 games, and now they're starting to skid, and Sam Darnold's terrible again. Which
As
we
good
all
as
knew.
Sam Darnold was
I
playing
don't-
those first like 8 weeks, it's still
You're really quiet,
I
Connor.
mean, Jared Goff didn't forget the last 3 weeks before this game. I think he was breaking records for like completion percentage, which Jake loves. That's his favorite stat of all time.
I can barely hear you.
I
I'm
can hear
just
him. All right.
saying. I understand what you're saying.
I'm cranking
but
up
I'm
his
just,
volume, and I can barely hear him.
All I'm saying is Jared Goff is doing so good because the run game.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing the run, and Jared Goff.
We don't need to obsess about Goff. We don't need to obsess.
Yeah, I think we
He won the game.
They
He's
won.
gonna get to bye. They're the best team in the NFC. I mean, that's it's just, what is there to talk about?
Yeah.
He might get 80 yards a game. He might get 300. They're gonna get done.
Yeah, that is exactly. Book it with Trent's got that $100,000. What is Connor
I
doing?
saw
What are we
that,
doing?
and he's
Book it
gonna
with Trent's
sell it.
He needs Jared Goff to go for 4,000 and like 50 pass yards, and he's the only
Yeah.
one that he needs to hit. Basically, like all the other ones, he took like Jamar touchdowns, which hit already. Saquon over 1,000, which he needs like 10 more. Bijan over 1,500, which he needs like 400 total more, and then he's got Josh Allen under interceptions, which is looking good at like under 13, and then he just needs Goff over 4,050, which is not looking good.
Nah.
Is he not even close?
I think he's
or
at
does
like
he need to-
2,100, but I don't think he's like pacing.
Yeah, he needs 2,000 more yards in like what 8 games. So he needs like 250 a game.
You with us, Connor?
Yeah, every time I turn my
Okay.
camera on, it's like closing
There we
my
go.
Discord app. So
Yes.
I got you.
I
You're
can hear
definitely
you way
louder.
better. Yes.
Yeah.
What were you saying something about Jake Loves?
no, I was
Yeah.
saying that so basically the last 3 weeks before this game, obviously it was an atrocious game. No one's gonna defend it. But the last 3 weeks before it, he was breaking records for like completion percentage and QBRs and stuff like that. And I was just pointing out that I don't know. Apparently, according to you, your favorite stat in terms of like quarterback success is completion percentage. So I was just saying, I don't know how you can not be a Jared Goff
It's
guy.
definitely not my favorite stat, but it is really funny when I see like Anthony Richardson throwing 10 for 32. It's not usually a stat that sticks out to me until I see like under 50% like 5 games in a row.
Didn't what's his name? Jared or Allen just threw for like 9 for 30 against the same defense.
I think 10 for 30.
Yeah, let's get it right here. 10 to 30.
But
And it gets
Josh
credit
Allen
to-
hasn't done that in 5 games. He did that in 1 game as opposed to Anthony Richardson's done that in every game he played. I don't know why we're comparing Josh Allen to Anthony Richardson right now.
I think it's
We
a
gotta
fair
move on.
comparison.
We gotta move on.
We got we
I
gotta
just
get
want
away.
to say we keep talking about Jared Goff when we should be looking at the bigger picture and that the Lions are winning without a quarterback.
Okay.
So, I mean,
I mean,
Without
I
a
agree.
quarterback is crazy.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, it's
very
not
good
without
team.
a quarterback. They don't. It's.
they can win without a quarterback.
I would wonder if you plugged anyone else into that offense, if you would notice a difference. I think
No.
I think it would be.
Give Ben Johnson his flowers.
Not
Yeah,
unless it
I
was
think
Anthony Richardson.
All right, let's get into the games.
I like this.
Yes, I like it, Hefe. Let's just hop right into Week 11, boys. We got a great Thursday night football matchup. We got the Washington Football Commanders at Philadelphia. Phillies minus 3.5, over under 48.5.
Order are we going in?
Let's go based off record. I like that. So obviously I got the best record, so I'll start.
Wait, does he?
He
Don't
does.
you want the worst record to go? Whatever.
Why?
No, brother. I got 10 straight weeks of winning records. I'm the only one on the pod to do that. But I'll start it, boys. Philly's Philly's a fraud, man. I mean, they are 8-2, 7-2, whatever they are. But it's crazy because the Philly fan base is still calling for Nick Sirianni to get fired. The guy's a goof. I don't know if you guys saw. He kind of exposed that they were kind of hiding the Jalen Hurts ankle injury. Bad look for him. I don't know. I don't think they win this game. I think the Commanders are too hot right now. Jaden Daniels been struggling the last few weeks, but he's still the best quarterback in football, in my opinion. So I'm gonna ride Washington here.
Jaden Daniels, best quarterback in football. What are
There was a
we
couple-
talking about here?
Just lost to Russell Wilson. Okay. Well, reel it in, big dog. Reel it in.
That's crazy.
Commanders are not hot. They just lost to the Steelers. Jaden
Yeah, I
Daniels-
mentioned they struggled the last couple of weeks, but
So that's the opposite of being hot, right?
Correct.
I don't know. 7-3 is hot.
They were hot. Now they're not hot. They're
We're
cold.
saying hot a lot. We're saying hot a lot.
Cold, hot.
What's the
cold.
pick? What's the pick?
Well, the Commanders are cold, but the Eagles are weird. The Eagles might implode again. I think they might implode and just lose 6 or 7 in a row. So I'm going to take the Commanders here as well, even though they are definitely cold and not hot at all.
Josh is second in the picks, so that's why he went second. I'm third, right in the dead center. Not bad, not good. I'm riding Philly here. In my mind, Philly's just so I don't love their coaching situation, but I do absolutely just love the weapons they have on offense. Saquon's dominating. AJ Brown's an absolute monster. Devonta Smith over 51.5 receiving yards is just an absolute disgrace of a line. You don't think he's putting up 51.5 with no Marshawn Lattimore? Easiest bet on the slate. Give me Philly. I think the Commanders' defense is the thing that scares me the most. Everyone's talking about Jaden Daniels in that offense. I think the Commanders' defense is the real reason why they're winning so many games there. Obviously, Jaden's playing a part on offense, and he's been really good. But let's not forget he's a rookie quarterback that's making rookie mistakes here and there. But give me Philly.
I am also on Philly. Washington 7-3, but I think they're a fraudulent 7-3. They really haven't. All of their wins are against teams that are under 500, and they've lost against a team with a winning record. Philly, to me, is a contender in the NFC, and I think that they are going to come out and win this game.
Was that snickering?
I just thought it was funny.
The Eagles are definitely a contender.
But he's off cam snickering. Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles. They're 5 in a row, making 6 in a row.
I mean, it's hard to not be a contender when you have that good of an offense. I feel like they can just put up 40 against
They're
any
healthy.
team.
They got healthy too.
And when you just
They look
automatically convert every 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, just automatic. That's just a cheat
It's so
code.
nice.
People don't talk
It's
about
so
that
nice.
enough.
when
It's-
Saquon just goes down at the 1 yard line like twice a game, and I just know, like, oh, I don't even. I just changed the channel. I'm like, oh, nice, another 6 points for my fantasy team.
Yeah, that's a cheat code, and it must be patched at some point. We're on
Never.
season 2 of this, and it hasn't been patched. Fortnite, we got to do something, brothers. Moving on to the next game, NFC North battle. Packers at the Bears. Packers are -5, over under 40.5. Packers coming off a bye here.
Yeah, I touched on it last week when I picked Chicago. I didn't feel great about it. There's definitely a culture problem going on. You guys touched on it last week with the whole DJ Moore thing, and this week it was even more apparent. I don't know. I mean, I think the Colts were in a similar spot when the team just doesn't have any culture. The locker room split. Nobody wants Caleb Williams to start. Then how are you going to pick Chicago over a team like Green Bay? So this one's easy. I'm riding Green Bay here.
Yeah, Chicago's imploding. I heard something that Caleb Williams is doing worse statistically than Bryce Young was his rookie year at this point. So that's kind of crazy. they did just fire their offensive coordinator, so it's possible their offense can function slightly this week, but I'll still pick the Packers in this one.
Talent is not the problem in Chicago. They just have so much offensive talent. They have so much defensive talent. On paper, they should be like a top 5 team in the NFL. And their coaching staff and their front office just refuses to be able to put a competent team that's prepared for any matchup any week. The Packers just plain and simply own the Bears. We've owned the Bears for the last 15 years. Give me Jordan Love to continue the ownership in Chicago.
Yeah. Ever since that Hail Mary, they just fell apart. I don't think you can pick Chicago for the rest of the season. So I'm taking the Packers.
I'm going to take the Bears. I think the Lions defense is about 7 times worse than this Bears defense. And I don't care if you got Bugs Bunny playing QB out there. This Bears defense is going to run Jordan Love off the field. The Bears.
I want to circle back and just say how crazy it was that I think it was this time last year, Caleb Williams was demanding whatever team drafted him gives him partial ownership in the team.
I know. He was crazy then.
Not looking good right now for that.
It's not looking good right now for that. Agreed.
All right, moving on. We got the Vikings at the Titans. Vikings are -6, over under 39.5. Are we getting Cam, Connor?
No, every time I try to open it, it crashes my app. So
All good.
I don't know. Cam's down this week, but yeah, Sam Darnold has looked like one of the worst quarterbacks in football the last 2 weeks. Colts defense is pretty good, but not amazing. So I don't know. It's interesting because I don't think he's playing like top tier defenses. So I think it is just a true implosion with Minnesota right now. But Tennessee's just not a good team, right? So I think on paper, Minnesota's still better. Who's starting for Tennessee this week? Is it Will Levis or is it Rudolph?
I think Will's back. Will started last week. So
Correct. I just love this.
Yeah, I don't really know if that makes much of a difference for the Titans. So I'm going to ride Vikings here.
Yeah, I think this one is easy. The Vikings are also imploding, which is funny. The Bears and the Vikings are imploding. So, but the Titans are so bad. So I will take the Vikings still.
Yeah, I'm on the Vikings. I just think Tennessee's offense is absolutely brutal. Their only hope to move the ball is eating it to Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard, just absolutely getting fed. And I think the Vikings are good enough to score, just basically outscore the Titans in this game.
At least they're finally feeding Calvin Ridley.
That is true.
I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a close game just because the Vikings literally only put up 12 points against the Jags. And the Jags suck too. But
0 tutties.
You can't, right. I can't bet on fucking Will Levis. So, Vikes.
I'm going to go where people are scared to go again. I'm going to go Tennessee here because I did watch that game. And while the Jags are terrible and had Matt Jones and they had 3 different opportunities to win the game, I do think that this Vikings team is no longer on the trail to playoffs. And I think they're going to find a way to do what the Jags did last year and sell this amazing start they had. So give me Tennessee.
Oh my goodness.
P said I'm making up ground and picks. He said it.
Nah, I don't care. I mean, I'm following the gut. I'm done following the brain. I mean, we can't keep putting all the stock in a dude that couldn't score a touchdown and threw 3 picks, and we're out here just because we see 7-2, we get blinded by the 7-2. I mean, that Vikings team is just as bad as the Tennessee team.
Hot take.
Hot take.
We got the Jags at the Lions. Lions are -13.5, over under 46.5.
Yeah, it's interesting because we don't really know T-Law's status.
Sweep. He's not playing. He's out this week.
He
Sweep
is out
it.
This week.
Don't waste the
Already
time. We don't need
confirmed.
analysis. We don't.
Yeah, I'm riding Detroit.
I mean, it's 2 touchdowns.
It's a sweep.
2.
Right?
It's a sweep. It's got to be.
Moving on, we got the Raiders at the Dolphins. Dolphins are -7, over under 44.5.
Yeah, that Monday night game was one of the craziest games I've ever watched in terms of like turnovers. Like every time I like looked up at the TV, Tua was throwing a fumble or having a fumble or throwing a pick, or Stafford was doing the same thing, or Kyron Williams was fumbling. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to think of this Miami offense at the moment. A-Chain's a monster. They got two guys behind him in Mozart and Wright. So I don't know. I still think they're a pretty good offense. It's going to take some time. I mean, Tua's not really, I don't know, familiar with that offense in terms of they don't have a lot of chemistry over the last few weeks. So I think they'll figure it out. I think Vegas is a perfect team to figure it out against. I don't think Vegas is scaring anybody at the moment. So this is kind of an easy pick.
Yeah, this one should be easy. The Dolphins' offense has not been clicking. I don't know. Achan is like the only person on that offense that's been productive since Tua came back. I don't know. I haven't watched the game super closely for the Dolphins, so I don't know if they're feeding Achan or if he's just that much better than everyone else on the Dolphins' offense, but I cannot pick the Raiders, so I'll pick the Dolphins. But I have no faith in them at all.
I don't know what these guys are yapping about. Dolphins by 1,000. Next.
I don't know by 1,000. 7 points is. I don't know if they win by a touchdown.
By 1,000, Hefe.
They're gonna, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go Dolphins, but they're not gonna. I think it'll be a closer game than you think.
I think it's gonna be closer.
Max Crosby might give Tua another concussion. I don't know.
If Tua gets another concussion, he's probably gonna die.
Gardner
on the
Minshew's
field.
back at QB. He's throwing at least 4 interceptions.
Facts. I'm going Finns here as well. Raiders lost 5 in a row, and they've lost 5 games this year by multiple possessions. So I would not be surprised.
They're off
if
a
it
bye.
is. Yeah, they're off a bye, and I don't know if I've ever seen a 3-win team be 7 favorites. That's kind of crazy, but I mean, it makes sense. Not your average 3-win team. They spent 4 weeks with no quarterback.
Correct.
Nope.
Moving on, we got the Rams at the Patriots. Rams are -5, over under 43.5.
Yeah, I literally just touched on it. Both Miami's and the Rams offense look terrible. I don't think the Rams figure it out. I think New England looks – I mean, they're not a good team, but they're definitely decent. Drake May looks pretty solid. So I'm going to ride New England here to upset the Rams.
This one's tough. I like Drake May a lot, but I think I'm still gonna have to pick the Rams here. I trust the Rams offense slightly more than I trust the Patriots, so I'll go with the Rams.
Connor's getting too cutesy, as John Gruden would say.
Cutesy.
It's gonna
Feeling
be-
nicey.
Feeling nicey. Feeling real nicey. Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, and company are going to be feeling nicey in this game. Give me the Rams.
Feeling nice.
Rams. No analysis needed.
Yeah, Rams. Rams because they will run the ball because Kyron's been getting the ball 30 times a game. And then all you have to do to beat the Patriots is run it. And it's crazy that teams still don't know how to do that.
Every favorite this week. So
Alrighty.
far.
We got the Browns at the Saints. Saints are -1, over under 44.5.
It's so tough to pick Cleveland because they've been so bad this year. But the addition to, I forget the name, is it Tillman, the wide receiver over there that's been going crazy?
Yes.
Cedric, not
Yeah,
Charles.
he's everything that Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be. I don't know. For whatever reason, they look a lot better the last couple of weeks.
I'd like to note that Jerry Jeudy is the leading receiver on the Cleveland Browns. Just going to note that real quick.
Yeah, Tillman didn't really start getting snaps until I think week 6 or 7. But once he started getting the snaps, I mean, he was clearly the best receiver on that team. I think they had a bye, but I think before that bye, he was the #1 receiver in fantasy for those weeks. So, I don't know. New Orleans got the interim head coach.
Source,
It's
trust
tough.
me.
It's a toss up in my opinion, but I'm going to ride Cleveland here.
Yeah, I like everything Connor said. I think Jameis is just through 3 picks, so he'll probably have a good game, slightly revenge game. So I like the Browns to hammer the Saints in this game, actually.
Oh. Wow.
Hammer them.
Little road hammering. Love it.
No, I don't know what that means.
That's when you go
Because
to
Cleveland's
someone's-
on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the road hammer. I'm on the Saints. I'm gonna go Oppo the boys again here. I think Derek Carr, when he has that deep threat receiver, changes their offense. For whatever reason, he just refuses to feed his normal receivers that are open underneath. He just has to bomb at 60 to someone named either Rashid Shaheed or Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And now that he's got that weapon back, I actually thought he looked really good, and he looked kind of back to his week 1, week 2 self, where he was looking really good. I think the Saints win this one.
I was the only one on the Saints last week, mainly because of the interim head coach, and the team was going to play for him. I'm not on the Saints this week. I think they got their emotional win out of the way. They're happy. They're going to be a little more relaxed. And the Browns are going to come out off the bye and smoke them.
Hammer.
This is a tough one because there are two of the like most unpredictable teams. The Saints lost 7 in a row and kind of got the train back on the track against Atlanta, and I do think that there's a little bit more organization within the Saints team, and so for that reason, I'm gonna pick the Saints just because they seem to have their team where they. Not where they want them, but I mean that Atlanta team is crazy, and they found a way to win a game against them, which is impressive. So, I will probably take the Saints at home here. Derek Carr gonna do that thing.
Let's go, baby. Let's move on to the Colts at the Jets. Jets are -4, over under 43.5.
All right, guys, bear with me for a second here. The news just came down today that Anthony Richardson is now the starting quarterback. I'm going to ignore that 4 out of the 5 people on this podcast were screaming for Joe Flacco to start, saying that he was a better quarterback in every way, and that this Colts offense was clicking way more with Joe Flacco. I'm not going to get into it. Joe Flacco's terrible. The last 2 weeks proved it. Guy had 6 turnovers in 2 weeks. And I was even saying at the podcast where Anthony Richardson got benched, this offense looked better when Anthony Richardson was under center. Forget the completion percentage. We just moved the ball better. We scored more points. We turned the ball over less. But beyond the quarterback situation, the Colts defense looks good, man. The last few weeks, they've been clicking. A lot of turnovers. Josh Allen, who was some people's MVP pick, I think he only had 1 touchdown, which was a rushing touchdown. Had no passing touchdowns, and I think he had 1 or 2 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. So this Colts defense looks good, man, and Aaron Rodgers does not. So in my mind, this is a pretty easy pick. What did you say the odds were? Who's favored?
Jets -4.
Wow. Yeah, if I was a bettor, I'd be all over Colts +4 and Colts money line here.
Yeah. The Jets, I guess, have basically accepted their fate now. So it'll be interesting to see how they play now that they realize they're not going to make the playoffs for sure. But I will definitely take the Colts. Anthony Richardson worries me. It'll be interesting to see what he does after sitting on the bench for a little bit. Maybe he'll suddenly be better at playing quarterback, but I'll take the Colts as well.
Yeah, I think sitting on the bench did nothing for Anthony Richardson.
Agreed.
Dude, literally, they were like the whole like reason he got benched was because of the incident where he walked off the field because he was tired. The next game, the first cut they do to him on the sidelines, he's yawning.
That's ridiculous.
This guy has no team morale. Doesn't care about the team. It's all about himself. Literally can't complete a 20-yard pass wide open over the middle. So inaccurate. He's absolute cheeks. Even with the Jets defense being absolutely awful. We're wearing the Aaron Rodgers jersey for a reason, boys. And he's not losing to this bum Colts team.
Holy moly.
Jets, Jets.
You want to make a bet on it? I'll bet you even odds.
Yes.
I'll give you even odds on it if you want to make a little bet here.
Yes.
Let's do I don't know, $30.
1,000.
30.
1,000. Give me that car.
$30. Locked.
Easy.
Trade pink slips.
Why take the
Faster.
Jets -4 on FanDuel when I can just get them even odds?
Let me add to this real quick. You have a Colts hat too, right?
I do not.
You got
Where you
Colts
going?
gear. I know you got some Colts gear. If they win, you got to wear Colts gear for the next pod.
I don't have any Colts gear. I drank a Colts beer when I was at Lucas Oil watching Taylor Swift. Amazing performance, by the way.
That's the
thought you
most
had Colts
entertainment
somewhere.
that Lucas Oil Stadium's had all year.
I do not have anything Colts, but maybe we'll see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, I'll send you something in the mail.
Sounds good.
Send you
What are you
something in
wearing
the
then?
mail. Yeah.
Send me something in the mail.
Okay.
God, bro.
Alrighty.
This line makes no sense because Jets are favored and they have nothing to play for. So why are they 4-point favorites?
They're not out of it
Nothing.
yet.
Nothing to play for. We're talking about it's not NFL.
Pride.
Is A-Rod gonna run the table? I don't know. They looked so bad last week, and they're still giving 4 points. It just I'm going the Jets just on Soul Vegas.
They
One
know
of those
something we
Vegas
don't.
weird Vegas picks. Just like when they were favored against Houston, they had no reason being favored against Houston, and they won by 10 or whatever. So
Yeah, I'm going Jets here. I think this is low key free. That's my take.
low key free.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
If you're putting money on Anthony Richardson in Week 11 after what you've seen, I don't care if Joe Flacco's not the answer. I can tell you that answer.
I don't know. This team, the Colts team, was begging for Anthony Richardson to get in. I don't know if you guys.
They're begging to lose with someone else. It doesn't matter. You could put it's like the Lions, but the opposite. You could put anyone at QB and you're not winning. It's the opposite situation.
You forget that the Colts are like almost 500, and we
I
would be
forget.
above 500 if Joe Flacco never started.
He's flexing
Uh-huh.
almost 500.
I forget.
Times are
I
tough.
can't wait for you to finish like 5-12, bruh. Just keep you happy.
I
The
think Joe
Jags
Flacco's a
take
better
top 10.
runner than Anthony Richardson is.
High
Joe
key.
Flacco actually had better stats than Anthony Richardson. That's what's funny.
Better
He's a better
stats.
runner.
What metric?
All of it. He had like
Yards,
70%
you're
completion
percentage,
rate.
touchdowns.
Literally
That's just
everything.
crazy. You're not even looking at the box score if you're saying that, dude.
No, he
He had
had
good
better
injury.
stats.
Every pass
In what
stat was better.
metric, bro? Look
Yeah,
at the
he
stats
never
and tell me
left
he
the
had better
game
stats.
healthy. He never said, "Yo, coach, I need a breath. I'm 45 years old. I need a breath." Nah,
What stat is that?
the 22-year-old saying, "I need a breath."
What stat measures that?
He's better in every stat. What stat is he not
Quite
better in?
literally.
Passing stat.
Turnovers for one.
What is it?
Touchdowns probably number two.
Turnover.
I don't know. I mean, he's probably got a better completion percentage, but this team's gonna rally, man. You'll
He's
see.
the leading passer, and he's only started 3 games this season. He's literally their leading passer on the year with 3 starts.
He's had 3 starts, but I think he's played in like 5 or 6 games.
Okay. All right, man. It's all right. We're moving on. We got to move on. This guy's going to defend
We'll be
AR
on the
till he
Colts all
dies.
night. Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta move on. All right. Ravens at the Steelers. Ravens are -3. Over/unders 47.5.
Yeah, give me the Ravens. I mean, Pittsburgh's looked better than I expected this year, but Baltimore's just insane, man. Lamar's playing out of his mind. If there's one quarterback who's probably playing better than Jane Daniels, I'd have to give it to Lamar. So, give me the Ravens and blow out.
Divisional games are tough. I think I'll pick the Ravens just for Lamar. And I can't pick Russell over Lamar, so I'll pick the Ravens. But it's a divisional game, and it's Mike Tomlin, so who knows?
This is a classic Pittsburgh Ravens matchup, and this has just been my favorite thing to bet all year, is just abusing this terrible Ravens defense. So I will be betting on George Pickens lines, because every wide receiver one that plays the Ravens just feasts, as Jamar did last week. Legacy game. With that being said, Baltimore's offense is so good. I think it's going to be a really close game, and I'm going to take Baltimore.
Uh, I've picked a lot of favorites. I'm feeling the Steelers here. That offense looks good. Russ looks rejuvenated. I like the Steelers here. I think TJ Watt's gonna
He's so
you know
good.
keep Lamar at bay.
He's so good.
So
I'm with
and they have
Jeff.
Highsmith back, who is also very good on the other side. So
I'm with Jeff. Give me the Steelers in Gotham City. Fun fact: Lamar is 1-3 against the Steelers, and Pittsburgh is the only team in the NFL in which he has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. So Steelers are his kryptonite. It's in Gotham City. Steelers are going to give him a run for his money again.
Can I change my pick? Is that allowed? Are we locked? Can I change?
You can change.
I'm on pick.
You're not locked.
I'm
I'm on
Pitt. I'm on Pitt. We're riding. We're riding with the dogs. I hit the middle of the pack. I want to ride with the dogs. I don't want to ride with the top two.
little passion out here. Can't pick every favorite.
Connor, are you changing your pick? Are you keeping it?
I'm keeping it.
If I change it,
Oh my
if I change it, they're gonna lose. So I can't. I feel like I keep it.
That was very convincing from P. As soon as I heard the Batman reference, I was locked.
Gotham. It's in Gotham, man. They don't lose in Gotham.
All right, moving on. We got the Falcons at the Broncos. Broncos are -2.5. Over under 44.5.
Gotcha. I was expecting the Broncos to be underdogs here, but yeah, I'm gonna ride Broncos. Bo Nix has been very solid. I think he's probably the best rookie quarterback in this class at this point.
You just said Jaden Daniels was the
Other
best
than-
quarterback in the league.
Jaden Daniels.
It's okay. Okay, it's okay.
It's
He
fine.
caught
It's
himself.
fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Everyone's okay.
Everyone's okay.
Yeah. Atlanta's still interesting. I don't know what the deal is with Algier. I don't know why you try to run it 3 times with Algier and then you give it to Bijan. He punches it in. I don't know why you're still giving it to Algier on the goal line. Bijan's obviously the guy there. Bijan's 10 times better than Atlanta or than Algier. So I don't know. I think they're still having coaching issues and personnel issues in Atlanta. So give me Denver.
Yeah, I like the Broncos. I think the Falcons are kind of a fraud team. And the Broncos should have beat the Chiefs last week. And their defense is really good. And I also love Bo Nix. And also Tyler Algier is really good. That's why he keeps getting the ball. It's because he's really good. Bijan's better, but he's really good. So I'll pick the Broncos.
I think also the Bijan Algier thing is when you have a star running back like Bijan, like other star running backs, you want to take some of the workload off. You don't want to just feed this guy like 500 times and just like run him into the ground. And he's kind of the franchise guy there too. So as much as it does suck to see like Algier get in as much as he does, I kind of get the reasoning. With that being said, I think Atlanta's offense is going to be too much for the Broncos defense here, even though the Broncos defense has been awesome this year. And I think the Falcons can outscore the Broncos in this game. It's going to be the Falcons.
I'm in Yo Trap. Take Yo Trap. Broncos off an emotional home loss last week to the Chiefs. They're going to be sad. They're still going to be thinking about it. And Kirk O'Chain is going to go in there and take their trap.
Yeah, I agree. Atlanta's about to put this Mercedes-Benz Superdome into 5th gear and run away with the NFC South. And after they win this week, it'll be a nice, comfy 3-game lead for them.
Me, P, and Hefe are either going to be down 20 after this week, or we're going to be right back in. One of the two. We have all been on the same page in a lot of these against Josh and Connor, so that'll be interesting. We got the Seahawks at the Niners. Niners are -6.5, over under 48.5.
Yeah, the Niners have been a big disappointment this year. I don't know if that's because CMC missed so much of the year. I don't know if it's because Ayuk's out. I mean, I don't really know what the problem is over there. But it's so tough not to pick the Niners here. I mean, it's Brock Purdy versus Geno Smith, right? So I'm going to ride the Niners.
I like Connor's pick. Oh, sorry. You're up, Josh. My bad.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Quack.
I was ready to go.
I like the Niners as well. I think Geno is better than Brock Purdy probably as a quarterback, but that doesn't matter. I'll take the Niners.
I was gonna say I like Connor and Josh's pick. I think Geno's similar ballpark as Brock Purdy. I don't think there's like a huge. Brock Purdy definitely takes care of the ball better than Geno does, but Geno also just waits till he's down 14 points and then he'll throw for 400 every game and then still lose the game. And DK is back this week, which is huge for Seattle, but I just think San Fran's possibly the best team in the NFC. They get CMC back. Offense has looked good with Juwan Jennings stepping up into a bigger role. Ricky Pearsall gets his first tutty last year of his career, coming off the gunshot, which is awesome. I just think San Fran's a powerhouse, and I just cannot see them missing the playoffs. So give me San Fran.
2 weeks with CMC. This will be. So.
Like Yoda over here.
It's a divisional game. The NFC West is so tight. So tight. Like a nun's,
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Bible.
What did he
Bible.
say?
I kind of like the Seahawks, but I don't. I'm gonna go Hawks.
Let's go. This is the game that we
Hawks.
We catch up. We get one game on Hefe after this one. Hawks have lost 5 of the last 6, and I agree with that. Everyone in the NFC West has a shot except for Seattle this year.
He baited him into it. Just hopped on the other side. He was hyping him up. He's like, do it. Do it.
This is where we get one back. Or I get one back.
Yeah.
You can take it back. It's fine. Oh, you mean I hear what you're saying. Never mind. I got you.
Alrighty, moving on. This is the game of the week. 425 game, CBS. We got the Chiefs at the Bills. Bills are -2, over under 45.5.
100% chance Tony Romo's on this call. And
Yeah,
Tony
there's a lot
Romo-
of tomfoolery going on with the Chiefs this year. Every time I turn that game on, it's always a controversial call with the refs, and it always falls the Chiefs' way. I saw something on Twitter, a clip. I think they were trying to make it out where Patrick Mahomes was telling the ref to tell him when a defender gets close to him, but I think he was actually talking to his left tackle there. I don't know, man. I hate the Chiefs in every single way, but there's too much tomfoolery going on. I think the NFL's doing whatever they can to make the Chiefs have a perfect season. I'm not going to watch this game because I refuse to watch a game where Taylor Swift showed 14 times. I just give me the Bills. I just hate the Chiefs in every way. Give me the Bills.
What's the beef with Tay-Tay?
I just don't like it. I'm watching football, not a concert.
She doesn't have an
Why you shove
ass.
it down my throat?
I think is destined to break Josh Allen's heart again in the playoffs this year. But I think the Bills will get this one and make themselves feel really good about the matchup in the playoffs that they'll ultimately lose this year to the Chiefs. So I'll take the Bills here.
I'm going to take my glorious king, Josh Allen, to slay the king in the north, Patrick Mahomes.
The king in
King
the
Slayer.
Central. The king in the Central.
The king in the central. The king in the north. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills.
Oh. 2 points, man. What the In KC open as the favorite. I think that game against Denver swayed him as a dog. I can't go against Mahomes as a dog against a team that he historically owns. So I'm taking the Chiefs, and they have a real chance to go undefeated if they pull this win out.
There's some crazy, they have a very easy schedule after this game. There's some crazy stat out there where Mahomes as a dog, just hasn't. I don't know if he's 17-1, 18-1. There's a crazy stat out there where he dominates as a dog.
Yeah.
If we
It's a
edited the
tough one.
pods, I would throw it in right here. But sorry, boys.
We don't have an editor.
Look it up yourself.
It's a tough one because, like, to Connor's point, Buffalo, like, they scored 30 last week, but I don't know how they didn't look good doing it. It's weird.
Because Joe Flacco gave them the ball at like the 20-yard line every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the prediction that we're gonna see Carson Wentz and Mitchell Trubisky in the fourth quarter because Buffalo is again gonna score 30 points, but is not going to score 10, and it's gonna be over, and they're gonna bench their starters.
Well, I got to refute that because Buffalo's offense didn't score 30. There was a pick six on the very first play of the game. Joe Flacco turned the ball over 14 times that game.
Nah, man, I can't wait for the Colts to lose again Sunday. I mean, as a Jags fan, I think what's really going to make my season that much better is watching the Colts be pick 6 and the Jags be pick 5. Like, it's just going to be so great.
Okay, moving on. We got the Bengals at the Chargers. The Chargers. Chargers are minus 1.5, over under 47.5.
It's our first
I was just thinking back.
game.
Every single time I pick Cincy, they've disappointed me. Obviously, there's some times where they play like Vegas, and that's just an obvious win for Cincy. But every single time you think it's like kind of a toss-up, Cincy loses. I just looked back at all our picks for the previous weeks. They lose every single game that is a toss-up. I clarified this game as a toss-up. I think Chargers are pretty good. I think that offense is pretty solid. The defense looks good. I don't know. Obviously, since he's coming off that amazing week where Joe Burrow had 400-plus yards and Jamar Chase had 250, I think they come back down to earth this week, and the Chargers upset them.
Chargers got a good defense.
Chargers
They'll
are
definitely.
favorites.
Okay. So the Chargers won't upset them, is what Connor's saying. I think the Bengals are going to win. I'll take the Bengals. The Chargers are good, though.
Yeah, the Chargers have proved me wrong. I feel like I've not been a believer on the Chargers. And I'm still not going to be a believer on the Chargers. Give me the Bengals. It's Joe Shiesty and the crew. We just watched Jamar Chase drop 270 in a loss. They need to win. This is a must-win game for the Bengals. Chargers are on cruise control right now, so I think the Bengals want it more. Give me Cincy.
I don't know if they want it more. I think the Chargers are like one of the most underrated teams in the NFL right now.
I agree.
No one talks about them. They don't play a fun style of football, but they win. But I will say, like I said about the Commanders earlier, the Chargers really haven't played anyone this season either. So I think this is their chance to come out and show why they can be a dark horse in the playoffs, and make a run. So I'm gonna take the Chargers here.
Playoffs.
What
a great segue into let's talk about the Chargers. All right, we got wins against the Raiders,
Okay.
Panthers, Saints, Browns.
Yeah, I said
Titans.
that. I said they didn't beat anyone.
Said that, but he didn't say they're going to miss the playoffs when they play Cincy, Baltimore, Atlanta, Kansas City, Tampa.
They're going to beat Kansas City and Arrowhead December 8th.
Give me Cincy. And my second playoff prediction of a winning team, I got Minnesota, and now I got LA. The second half of their seasons are not going to go the way the first half went, and those two teams are missing the playoffs. Give me Cincy this week to start that downfall.
Wow. I like P's takes tonight. I feel like P's on a good wavelength.
That's not a good sign.
It's making a lot of sense to me tonight.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for you, Jake.
Alrighty, moving on. Monday Night Football. We got the Texans at the Cowboys. Texans are minus 7.5. Over under 42.5.
Yeah, look, I mentioned it last week. Houston could probably lose out and still win that division.
It's so sad.
It is crazy. That AFC South is disgusting. But Dallas is atrocious, man. Dallas is so bad. So give me Stroud and the Stroud and those boys to beat Dallas, and it probably won't even be a close game.
Yeah, not going to be a close game. Nico gets 100 for sure. Give me Texans.
Mike McCarthy hot seat. There's just no way he keeps a job after this season. As much as I love, honestly, I thought like when he parted ways from Green Bay, I still had like a special place in my heart for Mike McCarthy, just like him winning us a Super Bowl and all he did for us. But then I watched like 3rd and 15 draws, and 3rd and 10 screen passes, and I'm calling the play before they happen, and I'm like, I just am so thankful that he's not calling plays for us anymore. They're just so bad. He's so predictable. And they just get steamrolled here by a healthy Texans team whose defenses looked awesome. So
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Wemby has hit 8 threes tonight.
oh my gosh.
Off topic, but anyway, yeah. I mean, Dallas looks so fucking bad, and Cooper Rush isn't the same Cooper Rush that was a sub however many years ago. So, Texans bounce back after losing 2 straight. So yeah, give me Houston with Nico back.
All right, who's ready to see why I'm the one who's running the beer mile? Trey Lance, 3 tutties in a gritty Cowboys found their new quarterback, Dak Prescott, see you never type of game.
All-time call. All-time call if that happened.
All-time call.
All-time if that happened.
I actually like Trey Lance. I feel like his upside is there, but if he does do that, I feel like he's also throwing like 3 or 4 picks along with his 3 or 4 tutties. But like, I feel like the upside is there, and he has flashes of being really good. It's just if he can put it all together.
Scott Seedy.
I don't know. If Houston's defense can get 5 picks against Jared Goff, they're definitely going to get at least a few from Trey Lance.
Yeah, Jared Goff gifted those, bro. Literally handed it to him.
Is Trey Lance playing?
I don't know. I have no idea. He played at the end of the last game when they were down 20 in the 4th. I think Cooper's still the starter. I have no call. If I'm Dallas, I'm giving the ball to a young kid. I'm not handing the ball to Cooper Rush. I don't care how chalked the season is. He might not play. That's why it would be an all-time call if for some reason Trey Lance does it.
I don't know why they wouldn't start him. It's like
they need to be. I don't understand why they're not.
I think he's that bad. I think he's just.
This just came out an hour ago. Trey Lance will be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys in 2025. So Dak's definitely going to miss some time.
2025 Trey Lance season. No, I mean I think that.
That's coming from the Right Way Network. So I don't know.
Not a credible source.
But if they're saying Trey Lance is going to start in 25, then why would he not start now? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. You would
Fake
think
news.
it would be
that bad.
It's fake news.
All right, boys. Any other hot takes? Any players you love this week? Any props you love? Anything we're focusing on going into this week, I guess? Before we wrap up
Anthony Richardson touchdown is a lock.
Dude,
That's the Monday night game?
I actually like that.
How many teams are on bye this week?
Because he's probably not getting one through the air, so he might as well run one in.
He might get 4th through the ground.
We just fly through the
ground.
We did fly through the picks. We went going over we went over last week. Only 4 of us, so we're trying to keep the tempo up today.
We cooked today. We're at 53 minutes right now. We're sub an hour for the first time in a long time.
AJ Brown legacy game tomorrow.
Trey Lance is definitely not starting. And if
You don't
he
know
is,
this.
they-
Why would you announce it? Keep that wild card up your sleeve until Sunday morning.
Jerry Jones is a mastermind of strategy.
We didn't know Christian McCaffrey was hurt until 2 minutes before Sunday Night Football, and then he didn't play for 10 weeks. Anything's possible.
The Niners should legitimately be penalized for that.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is some BS. They should be docked a draft pick, at least a 4th rounder.
I say take a second.
Really prove their point. Really hammer it down.
Hammer it down. Take Brock Purdy. Revoke Brock Purdy.
Let's inject some more Lions safeties while we're at it.
They can only play with 10 players the rest of the season.
What if that was like a real thing that could happen? What if when you a player got ejected, you had to play with 10 men the rest of the game?
It's like hockey. It's like a power play.
Power play.
Defense. Yeah.
Honestly, what if that's the future of the NFL? They just implement power plays. Anytime there's a personal foul penalty, you get a 2-play power play. That'd be electric. That would actually.
A
Oh,
line that
man.
I don't mind. Obviously, I don't think we know if it's going to be Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, but I don't think it makes a difference. The line's not out, but they're projecting CD Lamb's receiving yards to be over/under 60 yards. I love the under, especially if it's Cooper Rush.
Really?
I loved the over last week, and it was set at like 57.5, I think. And he caught like 9 passes for like 37 yards.
Yeah.
Was it?
So
Did he
that
get
was brutal.
37? I thought he got like 21.
21. That's 9 plus 10. 21. Sorry,
All right.
the brain rot setting in.
Dude,
Dude,
the Bucks are up 3. Malik Beasley has 8 threes for the Pistons, and Giannis has 41.
We gotta end the
Is
pod.
Giannis getting to the court? Okay. Love you, boys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you guys don't. Follow us on Twitter and TikTok. And we'll see you boys next week. Peace, boys.
Peace.